An 1880s invention, the cast iron tub was first marketed in America as a horse trough and hog scalder, which could also serve as a bathtub. It was soon more popular in the bathroom than the barnyard. Its heat-retaining properties made a long and luxurious soak possible. The cast iron tub is one invention that's got a lot of people in hot water, and that's what people like about it. Today, they make cast iron tubs from scrap metal. Things like old heating radiators, water pipes, manhole covers, and even some car parts. Recycling scrap iron is more energy efficient and cheaper than mining it. A powerful magnet at the end of a crane arm lifts the heavy iron from the scrap heap and transfers it to big trays known as charging pans. The charging pans deliver the scrap to a center trough. This trough is a scale. It weighs the scrap and releases it to a conveyor. The scrap heads into the bathtub factory. Inside, it flows directly into an enormous electric induction furnace, heated to over 1400 degrees Celsius. The scrap iron melts into a pool of liquid metal. They run this furnace around the clock, and it's always 2/3 full, so that newly added scrap melts quickly. Huge hydraulic cylinders tip the furnace forward. The molten iron flows into a ladle. An overhead trolley carries the ladle brimming with the hot liquid metal to a holding furnace, which maintains its temperature until the next step. They're now ready to make a 2-part casting mold from sand, using steel tub patterns. To make one half of the mold, they fill a tub pattern with a mix of moist sand and clay. Hydraulic rams pack it down, and the mix takes the shape of the pattern. The clay is the bonding agent that causes the mix to hold the shape. Once the rams retract, the mold takes a trip under some blades that scrape off the excess sand. Machinery then lifts this half of the sand mold out of the steel pattern and transfers it to the other half of the mold prepared earlier. The two bathtub molds now come together, leaving a small gap between them. The molten iron, which has been transferred to an automatic pouring system, flows into portals in the top of the mold and into the gap at the center. The bathtub molds then move to a cooling line, and after chilling here for about 20 minutes, the iron inside solidifies. Then it's into a shaker device, which breaks apart the sand mold, revealing the newly cast iron bathtub. A robot retrieves the bathtub and stacks it. Next, an employee sprays specially formulated glass powder onto the tub. It's an undercoat for the enamel finish. They bake the tub until it's red hot. In the heat, the glass powder melts and adheres to the iron tub. A hydraulic device called a manipulator sets the tub on a pedestal. The pedestal swivels as they apply 2 more ground glass layers. These are the enamel top coats. On contact, the glass mixture melts onto the undercoat. The layers of glass form a permanent bond with the iron casting. Between coats, the tub cools, and they send it back into the furnace for a reheat. They place a mask in the base of the enameled tub. The mask is like a stencil. A robot blasts fine alumina oxide particles into the open areas of the mask. This etches an abrasive finish, leaving a subtle pattern on the surface of the bathtub. It creates visual interest and also provides a non-slip surface. The masks come in a variety of patterns for different looks. Whether it's a modern design or the traditional clawfoot one, these cast iron tubs should have no problem finding a home.